let's talk macronutrients. This person wants me to explain it like a third grader, and then I'm gonna also go over how I changed my macros around because a lot of people are wondering how I lowered my protein and up my fat. First, what are macros? Macros is short for macronutrients. There are 3 macronutrients. There are 2 that are essential, and there is 1 that is non-essential. There is protein, fat, and carbs. Those are the only 3 macronutrients. What does it mean to be non-essential or essential? Non-essential means we don't have to consume it because our body can make it. Essential means it is essential for us to eat it because our bodies cannot make it on its own. The 2 that are essential is fat and protein. Carbs are non-essential because we do not need them to make the glucose our body needs.
How many carbohydrates should you eat a day in order to not die? Let's see what the National Academy of Science and the Institute of Medicine have to say about this. The lower limit of dietary carbohydrate compatible with life apparently is 0, provided that adequate amounts of protein and fat are consumed. There are traditional populations that ingested a high-fat, high-protein diet containing only a minimal amount of carbohydrate for extended periods of time, and in some cases, for a lifetime after infancy. There was no apparent effect on health or longevity. So the next time a doctor or a dietitian tells you you need to eat 120 grams of carbohydrate a day to feed your brain, you can tell them they're full of shit.
The reason why someone may want to track their macros is either they're new to this way of eating or any way of eating, and you just kind of want to know what you consume. Second is if you're gaining weight or not losing weight or losing weight, it would be a really good thing to know what you're consuming. Also, especially in the beginning, a lot of people are not eating enough fat. Since it is a meat-based diet, it's really easy to get your protein in, but it is much harder to calculate how much fat you're getting in because we're so used to not eating it. So putting 2 tablespoons on the side of some fatty meat seems like a lot, but it's really not. And how did I rearrange my macros to have lower protein but higher fat? I'm actually not eating more fat than what I was when I was eating higher protein. I'm just eating less protein. But because I'm eating less fatty meat, I have to add fat back to that. So that's how I lowered my protein and eating the same amount of fat, but having a more fat than protein ratio. So an example would be, instead of eating a pound of ground beef and just eating the fat that comes with it, I am eating 4 ounces and adding the fat of my choice is butter, so I'm adding butter to it. You can add any animal fat. You can add ghee, tallow, any kind of animal fat. It doesn't have to be butter. Butter is just my preference.